Hello, everyone. In today's session, we will discuss the employee probation process in workforce management within the Onfinity system. To begin, we will walk through the employee probation use case. A new employee is hired and placed on probation for a set period of 3 months. The HR team communicates the expectations regarding performance goals and behavior standards outside the system. At the end of the probation period, the manager and HR evaluate the employee's overall performance and decides to confirm the employee's permanent employment. Now let's go through the steps involved in the employee probation process. To begin, enter the employee's work information details and set the assignment status to probation. A new record will automatically be created under the employee probation screen. Next, open the employee probation screen and navigate to the Probation Details tab. Submit the record. It will be auto-approved. You can then extend, reduce, or confirm the probation status as needed. If the status is confirmed, click on the Update Probation button to update the assignment status to confirmed. If required, issue the confirmation letter to the employee. Next, let's look at the prerequisites for the employee probation process. The following screens should be predefined: grade, position master, and employee personal information. Now, let's move on to the use case execution of employee probation. After the employee is hired, HR will enter employee work information with assignment status as probation. The system automatically creates a new probation record. Open the employee probation screen and click on the Probation Details tab. Submit the probation record, and the system will auto-approve it. The HR team can then extend, reduce, or confirm the probation period as required. If the status is confirmed, click on the Update Probation button to change the assignment status to confirmed. If necessary, issue a confirmation letter to the employee. Now, let's move on to the system demonstration. This is the login page of the Onfinity system. To proceed, we'll enter our login credentials. I'm logging in with an admin role, so I'll enter the admin username and password. Once done, click on the Login button to access the system. After logging in successfully, you'll be directed to the home page. Here, you'll find several charts and widgets displayed. Now let's navigate to the Employee Work Information screen. For that, open the menu. Select the HR Management folder. Navigate to Workforce Management and click on the Employee Work Information screen. Go to the Employee Work Information screen. Select the employee for whom you want to enter the probation details. In this example, we'll select Ishan Joshi. The employee's personal details have already been entered, so now we'll proceed to add the work information details. Navigate to the Employee Work Information tab. Fill in all the mandatory fields. Select the cost center. Then choose the position. Here, we'll select Software Developer. Based on the position, select the appropriate grade. Select the department. In this case, Human Resource Management. Next, set the assignment status to probation to record the probation details. Click on Save button and click on OK. After saving, you'll notice that the assignment status field becomes read-only since the status is set to probation. Once this status is selected as probation, a probation record for the employee is automatically created in the employee probation screen. To verify this, navigate to Workforce Management, scroll down, and click on the Employee Probation screen. This is the landing page of the Employee Probation screen, which includes widgets, advanced search options, and several buttons. First, we have the View Employees on Probation button. By clicking on this, you can view the list of employees who are currently on probation. For example, 4 employees are shown as being on probation. Next, back on the landing page, there is the View Probation Confirmed Employees button. Clicking on this displays the list of employees whose probation has been confirmed. For instance, Sushmita Arya is currently a confirmed employee. Returning to the landing page again, we have the Probation Report, where you can view detailed information about probation records. Below that, you'll find advanced search options, allowing you to filter specific probation records. There's also the Probation Completion widget, which shows employees who are currently on probation, along with their probation end dates and the the number of days remaining to complete the period. Now, let's navigate to the screen. Here we have several filters that allow us to search for specific data, such as employee name, number, department, and more. Additional customized conditions are also available. Next, select the employee for whom we want to enter the probation details. In this case, I am selecting Ishan Joshi. Here, we can view the employee's personal and work details. There are two tabs available here: Probation Details and Work Information. The Work Information tab displays the employee's work-related details, while the Probation Details tab is used to enter probation information. Now click on the Probation Details tab. Toggle the record. A record has already been created for Ishan Joshi since the assignment status was set to probation in the employee's work information. In this section, we can see the probation period and probation duration, which are derived from the selected grade in employee work information under the Position Master's Grade tab. Next, we have the probation status, which currently shows under probation. This status can be updated to probation confirmed, probation extended, or probation reduced as required. For now, we'll keep the status as under probation. The start date reflects the employee's joining date, while the end date is automatically calculated based on the defined probation period and duration. Remarks can also be added here if needed. In this example, we'll enter performance under observation. After entering all the necessary details, click on Save button, and then click Submit for approval. Click OK to confirm. Once submitted, the approved checkbox will automatically be marked as true, since auto-approval workflows are enabled. If needed, workflows can be configured according to specific requirements. Finally, click the Back button. A probation record has now been successfully created for the employee. Now, let's look at a case where an employee's probation period has been successfully completed and needs to be confirmed. To do this, reopen the existing record. Update the probation status from under probation to probation confirmed, and add any review comments if applicable. In this example, we'll enter probation period completed with satisfactory performance. After updating all the details, click on Save button, and then click on Update Probation button to reflect these changes in the employee's work information status. Click OK to confirm the update. The details have now been successfully updated, and the record has become read-only. Next, let's verify that the changes are reflected in the employee's work information. Open the Employee Work Information screen. Select the same employee, Ishan Joshi. Navigate to the Employee Work Information tab. Here, we can see that the assignment status has been updated to confirmed, and it is now editable. This demonstrates the process of confirming an employee after successful completion of their probation period. Now, let's see how to generate the confirmation letter for the employee. Go back to the Employee Probation screen. In the Action panel, click on Probation Confirmation Letter. Next, select the desired file format, either CSV or PDF. For this example, we'll select PDF. Here, we have successfully generated the Probation Confirmation Letter for this employee. Now, let's return to the probation screen to continue with the next steps. Now that we've seen the case of probation confirmation, let's move on to a case of probation extension. To begin, return to the home screen by clicking the Back button. Here, select the employee Adharv Sharma, for whom we want to enter the probation extension details. Navigate to the Probation Details tab and toggle the record. We can see that the employee is currently under probation. After evaluation, we've decided to extend the probation period for this employee. To do this, update the probation status to probation extended. If there are any review comments, enter them in the Remarks section. For this example, we'll enter additional time needed to evaluate role weight and adaptability. Once all details are entered, click on Save button, then click on Extend Reduce Probation, which becomes active after choosing the probation extended status. A pop-up window will appear where we need to specify the extended probation period and probation duration. Select the period type, days, months, or years. In this example, we'll extend the period in months. Enter the total probation duration. The previous duration was 6 months, and we are now extending it to 8 months. Please note that enter the total duration, not just the additional months. Click OK to confirm. The record will now become read-only. Finally, click the back button and refresh the record to view the updated details. In cases of probation extension or probation reduction, 2 records are created to capture the updated details. Open the second record to view the changes. Here, the probation status remains under probation, with the duration updated to 8 months and the end date adjusted accordingly. This completes the probation extension process. After this, the same process can be followed to confirm the employee's employment once the extended probation period is successfully completed. Similarly, if you need to reduce the probation period for any employee, follow the same steps as in the extension process, but select Probation Reduced and specify the new duration. Now, let's look at how to generate the probation extension letter for the employee. Open the latest under probation record created during the extension process. Go to the Action panel and click Probation Extension Letter. Select the desired file format, CSV or PDF. For this example, we'll select PDF. The probation extension letter has now been successfully generated for the employee. Return to the probation screen. This concludes the probation extension case. Next, we'll look at a case of separation during the probation period. To record a separation during the probation period, start by clicking the Home button and then the Back button. Select the employee Nehal Gupta, for whom we want to enter the separation details. Navigate to the Probation Details tab and toggle the record. We can see that Nehal Gupta is currently under probation, with an end date of 31st October 2025. Now we'll enter the separation details. Go to Workforce Management and open the Employee Personal Information screen. Select the respective employee and navigate to the End of Service tab. Here, enter the required details. Actual date, 17th October 2025. Separation type, termination. Separation reason, employment terminated due to unsatisfactory performance. After entering all the details, click on Save button. Then Submit. And select OK to confirm. The record has now been successfully submitted, and the resignation status is updated as accepted. These changes will also be reflected in the employee's probation details. To verify, return to the employee probation screen. Select the employee Nehal Gupta and navigate to the Probation Details tab. Toggle the record. We can see that the record is now read-only. The separation reason comments entered in the End of Service screen has been updated here, and the separation during probation checkbox is automatically marked as true. This means that if an employee's end of service details are entered while they are still on probation, the system automatically flags the separation during probation checkbox. This completes the case of separation during the probation period. Next, there are 2 more fields to note. Letter Sent checkbox. Letter Sent date. When a letter is sent to the employee either through the Employee Letter Request or Generate Letter form, the Letter Sent checkbox will automatically be marked true, and the letter sent date will be populated with the date the letter was sent. After covering the separation case, the next step is to review the Employee Probation Report. To view the Employee Probation Report, you can either access it directly from the landing page or navigate through Workforce Management, and in the Report section, click on Probation Report. First, choose the report format, CSV, PDF, or RTF. If no format is selected, the report will default to PDF. The organization will automatically populate based on the user profile. You can change it to a specific organization or leave it blank to include records from all organizations. For this example, we'll select Sonic Ventures. Next, select employees from the employee information. Multiple employees can be selected at a time if you want some specific employee's data. In this example, no employees are selected, so click on Cancel button. The Clear button can be used to reset any filters in this column. Similarly, select Departments if you want to filter data by specific departments. Multiple departments can be selected at once, in this case, to view data for all departments, so no selection is made. Next, select the probation start date. For example, select 1st August 2025 and click OK. The report will display all employees whose probation status is active on or after this date. Please note, if only the start date is selected, all employees with probation start dates equal to or later than this date will be displayed. If both start and end dates are selected, only employees whose probation period lies completely within this range will appear. For example, selecting an end date of 31st October 2025 will display only one record, Nehal Gupta, as her probation period falls entirely within this date range. If an employee's probation start date is within the range but the end date extends beyond it, that employee will not appear in the report. That concludes this session on employee probation. Thank you for attending.